So today we're going to talk about printing on demand, marketing customers, printing on demand, marketing customers. Oh, yeah. In theory, we'll just try to keep it short and sweet and simple and related to the concept for developing print on demand workshops. Welcome to the news, by the way. Stay to the end to find out. Stay to the end to find out how we kind of will get there. Yeah. All right. So we're just talking about print on demand shops, and how you can also basically host your own marketing shop, so that your own print on demand store development shop for different folks from different strokes to be able to make their own print on demand shop based on their talents, based on their skills, based on niches as well, and trends of items that are already selling in the print on demand market, and then connecting to Shopify stores. Shopify stores sort of add in the magic of being able to sell, being able to send distribution, being able to use all the tools that correspond to the Shopify App Store, for example. But like the distribution, the aspect of how it is a distributable product and a well-known and a familiar product and a consistently easy to travel product of Shopify stores. So in essence, we're just talking about sort of hosting free workshops for people, for you basically to teach people how to make their own Shopify stores using print-on-demand products. Print-on-demand products, there is an article recently printed by Shopify, if you Google it, as to what are the best print-on-demand, which is also known as POD stores, to start to develop the types of print-on-demand stores that you can connect to Shopify, for example, because it's written by Shopify on the Shopify blog. So the best Printify stores also cover what they're best at. What they're best at out of the top 11 of the tools that Shopify connect best with in terms of like recommended printers on demand for different products, meaning you add your own customization, personalization, and they ship the product with the personalized insignia and custom emblems or itemization directly to the customers, yes. So, for example, Shine On is one on the list that corresponds to jewelry, developing jewelry from Shine On. For example, to then, in this instance, host your own customization workshop for people that have custom interests and or are somewhat into funky and eclectic focuses or unique interpersonal styles and sort of tastes for taste buds that have product taste buds that are fun and fancy for other people to be able to follow. And with this in mind, you can host free workshops for these type of people to be able to make their own free stores. You can start with Shopify for $1, for example, and then more or less it's Shopify that is gaining the reward from then on. But the point being is that once people are able to develop their own Shopify store from your website, from your workshop, and the connection to your website, to your brand, that you host a workshop and try to aggregate some people to connect on to their free Shopify stores, for example, and then you become their marketer. That's what I'm talking about doing for Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios. And in this instance, also in this podcast, we're also trying to change our name for a DJ name, sort of in the future, to better fit a stage name, along the lines of Dinky T and C for G. Also Dinky T C2G, meaning it'll just be Dinky /T and then C2G. We're also, because we're kind of dabbling into which lettering to work with to see what might vibe to tell the story of Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios from a DJ perspective. And also, well, I'll say, yeah. So anyways, basically, you want to circle back and develop marketing agencies from printing on demand marketing customers. That's the hope, that's the goal, that's the interest of Dinky Tech, Dinky T, and C4G, Dinky Tech, C2G, Dinky Tech, and C2G. Whichever ones we decide to go with, that's what we're trying to do for our brand, for our future of our brand too. Free workshops to give people free stores, and then we're able to market for them to be able to take the process, take the hair-pulling sides to this process out from underneath what they have to do. Because it's necessary to be able to market Shopify stores, and that's what we want to get good at, is marketing Shopify stores. We're trying to focus on Shopify stores, so almost using it as practice basically by giving a free gift of Shopify stores to just connect the ideation to other people that didn't know it was out there, this option, this process to develop stores, develop this customization. And we'll call them A stores, like app stores, like the App Store, and also art stores. Like the big A is on the cover of the Apple A for the App Store, but also A can stand for art. So these are like art stores, the Apple A art stores, but they're also leveraging Shopify. And also we have an interest to, you can file in app making, because app making is such an not easy, but it's a uniquely available development process these days through artificial intelligence, through being able to vibe code, speak applications into existence, which is very fun and fancy because it can help with the optimization of discoverability, discovering unique Shopify stores. New and interesting Shopify stores that are developed by these people to be able to print on demand marketing customers. We want to be able to print on demand marketing customers. So the essence of what we're talking about is helping people using workshops, making workshops to help people connect with their free Shopify stores. In other words, learning how to make a Shopify print-on-demand store by connecting with one of these, these print-on-demand vendors, and just guiding them to make their own Printify store. So that therefore makes a product out of nothing. So that's how we have printed-on-demand marketing customers. Printed-on-demand marketing customers, because you help them make a product and a store out of nothing. And as a result, as an exchange of value, to be able to print on demand these marketing customers, we're hopeful that these grateful students of getting newly found print-on-demand stores are able to also use you and generate you as a source to be able to market their brand new Shopify stores. That's what Dinky T and C2G, Dinky T and C4G, Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios wants to start to do, is be able to connect with people around the world to be able to make unique Shopify stores with them, as well as applications from the Art Store, from the App Store, from the Dinky T, Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios, from the Apple Art Store, the App Store, the App Art Store, whatever you want to call it, to vibe code, user-friendly usability, vibe coding applications to connect apps that are unique experiences that also help through the digital marketing world for the distribution of these Shopify stores in the short and long term, to be able to generate success through the digital marketing process, through being able to try to get the vessels of these Shopify stores to travel, and being a marketing-focused, Shopify franchise-focused sort of brand and company and marketing service entity, to try to also have Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios become one to inspire the development of Shopify stores, but then also to market them for the people, so that therefore we are printing on demand marketing customers, trying to print on demand marketing customers and include unique application and vibe coding processes into these stores, and the experiences for people to be able to connect better through the experiences of personal brands and store encounters, to enjoy their encounters, and also be able to more easily find Shopify stores in the short and long term. So this is how we want to develop the discoverability for Dinky T and C4G and C2G, which also means change 2 games. Dinky T, Dinky Tech, change 2 games, which is also something we're trying to transition to in terms of like DJing, trying to DJ more in public, trying to go in front of audiences and DJ, and trying to discover the potential process for also coloring in sound, like developing also the process for these like live DJ sets to also do promotion for our workshops. This is some of like a way to also develop promotion for workshops, is going in front of live audiences and doing DJ sets and just having little tidbits of promotion scattered about and scattered around in the peripheries for these types of workshops, so that all of these audiences, the audience members for Dinky T, C and C2G, as a DJ, hopefully a DJ following community, a DJ audience, so that they want to make their own print-on-demand stores, and that we're also able to help them market their stores as a sort of surreptitiously a marketing agency that is hoping to offer something on the front and by helping to connect and develop these print-on-demand stores by being sort of a guide and a process and a partner to help get them up and running and foundationally developed, and then therefore to be able to distribute them, and then help to distribute them, help to market them so that they become something that can become cash flowing, and then they become, almost business partners, like to a certain extent, but more like collaborators is the extent of the mention that I wanted to sort of to say it as. So that's sort of the ideation, but I was talking about coloring sounds and like sort of starting to try to color out DJ sets at the same time. We're trying to think of it in terms of like using crayons and coloring every minute of a 3-hour DJ set, trying to like think about how, just like in this podcast, every day we've been adding different layers and different crayons, different coloring the different podcasts of every day to just try to add value from some angle or some unique aspect of some focus from that day per se in particular. And so we're just talking about also in the same way trying to color different sounds every minute of like a 3-hour set, like a 3-hour DJ set. So like there are sounds in the background that are kind of low, they're kind of murky, the sounds in the background of this podcast, but there's recording, there are sounds in the background of these podcasts, and so we're just trying to start to color in and pepper in 1 minute at a time, like 3-hour DJ sets, using like outlines of colored crowns, colored pencils, chalk, which can be erased potentially too, and this ideation of using colored pencils, which can be erased, also has a more friendly mindset to try to be able to draw unique colors and colorations, color schemes into the idea of what can hopefully happen in terms of developing story panels from 1 minute to the next. In essence, story panels from 1 minute to the next, trying to lay down tile for Dinky T, and C2G, the brand, Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios, the brand, to start to step on as we go down the path of trying to make unique DJ sets at the same time as promotions for Dinky T, and and Change 2 games, Dinky Tech and Change 4 games, the brand, the mindset, the concept, the story, the narrative, the embodiment of an attempt to develop a world energy that corresponds to developing philanthropy energy, and also developing a more friendly outlook and disposition on the idea and the ideation of business and business music, and developing more of a global philanthropy energy hub to try to have people collectively around the world to develop more philanthropy energy, and thereby a global philanthropy energy grid, and thereby a global good deeds economy. Yeah, so that's about all for now. Hopefully we can try to get some more sound out there into the sound world, not just the podcast world, but just the sound world. There's almost little to no treading of the tiles, walking on the lily pads. We haven't put too many lily pads out into the sound world, but we need more audiences to get in front of, and then to start to paint and chalk the little tiles of colors of sound and music, unique colors of sound and music, to almost add up to like little narratives of movie narratives, because we want to try to have video in the background of DJ sets at the same time. Video in the background of DJ sets also, so it's like an experience. It's not just music per se, but it's like there's colorations on the screens, on the DJ screens, and like people hopefully live, and like an experience that hopefully leads outside and inside and outside of certain venues to develop more of an experience in the short and long term. But that's all for now. Thanks again, Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios. Bye, peace, bye. And let's all remember to push for world peace every single day. Let's all remember to push for world peace every single day. Let's push for world peace every single day. And also, let's remember to try to clear the animal shelters. Let's clear all the animal shelters in the world. Let's clear all the animal shelters in the world, because we can foster all the shelter animals. We can adopt all the shelter animals in the world. We can rescue all the shelter animals in the world. And we can also hire the shelter animals as healers. We can also hire the shelter animals as healers all throughout the world, so that they don't have to be mistreated in animal shelters. And we can clear the animal shelters, and we can hire the shelter animals as healers throughout our communities. Hire the shelter animals as healers throughout our communities, because they also work for free, and they could use better purpose and use better jobs and be able to add value and be therapeutic energy for humans and humanity, to help us be more harmonious as humans and among humanity for all the animals in the world, to clear all the animal shelters, to try to get them to transition their energy in terms of therapeutic energy to all humans, so we can clear the animal shelters to add value to humanity in terms of harmony if possible. And let's push for world peace every single day and clear the animal shelters every day, every day, every day, every day. That's all for now. Thanks again. Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios. Bye. Peace. Bye.